All right, so for a couple days now, you were working on exponential growth word problems. Today, we're going to start exponential decay. Now, the growth formula, if you remember, is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T. Well, the decay formula is A equals P times 1 minus R to the T. Everything still represents the same stuff. A is your final amount. P is your initial amount. R is the rate. And we're still going to take the percent and convert it to a decimal. And T is time. Now, if it is decay, if you remember growth, I said that 1 plus R is always greater than 1. If it's decay, that 1 plus R is always less than 1. So if we take a look at number 1, it says James has a loan of $10,000 that he needs to pay back. If he pays 2% of the loan back each year, how much of the loan will be left after 12 years to the nearest cent? Now he is paying back the loan. That means that the value of that loan would be decreasing as he pays it back. So we're going to use this new decay formula. And I just noticed up above, decay, that should say 1 minus R is less than 1. Not 1 plus R. That was from growth. All right, back to number 1. So he has this loan of $10,000. That is the initial amount of the loan. Our R is 2%. And again, just like with growth, we're going to divide it by 100 and make it 0.02. And our time here is 12. So we are going to plug all of this straight into our formula. And then from there, you can plug it straight into your calculator. So we have 10,000 times 1 minus 0.02 to the 12th power. This is talking about money. And it says to the nearest cent. So 2 decimal places. So 7,847. And 0.167, the 7 makes us round up to 0.17. Question 2. Carly purchases a new car for $35,000. The value of the new car depreciates. Depreciates means decay, goes down, at a rate of 22% each year. What will the value of her car be after 4 years? So again, same formula, our decay. She's purchasing the car for $35,000, the initial amount. R, 22%, divided by 100, we get 0.22, and T is 4. So we are going to plug in everything into our decay formula and then plug it straight into our calculator. So 35,000 times 1 minus, I believe it was 0.22 to the 4th. So this question is talking about money, does not tell us where to round, so the nearest cent again. So $12,955. And 0.269, the 9 tells us to go up to 0.27. Question 3. A certain bacteria decays at a rate of 5% per day. If there are 120 grams of the bacteria left after 8 days, what is the initial amount of bacteria that we started with? So we have our decay formula. P is the initial amount. That is what we are looking for. A, the final amount, is the 120. R, 5% divided by 100. We get 0.05. And T is 8. So we're going to plug this into the formula. We solved similar problems with our exponential growth. You're going to plug the parenthesis into your calculator. 1 minus 0.05 to the 8th. We're going to use that entire decimal. And this decimal is multiplying with P right now. So we have 0.6634 204 313. So because it's multiplying with P, we are now going to divide it to the other side. So on your calculator, 120 divided by this decimal. And it does not tell you where to round. You could think of bacteria similar to people. We're not going to take part of it. We're going to take the whole, and the always population things always round down. So just cut off the decimal. So 180. Okay, question 4. Each year, the local country club sponsors a tennis tournament. Play starts with 128 participants. During each round, half of the players are eliminated. How many players remain after 5 rounds? So here is our decay formula. We're starting with 128 participants, so there is our P. Now it says half the players are eliminated. That means your R is 1/2 or 0.5. And time T, this is happening after 5 rounds, so T is going to be 5. So we are going to plug in our numbers. You can plug this straight into your calculator. And we get 4. So after 5 rounds, there would be 4 players left. Question 5. Determine whether the following formula represents a growth or a decay. So remember, growth is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T. And decay is A equals P times 1 minus R to the T. So if you look at your parenthesis, this is decay. Explain your answer, because it is 1 minus R, not 1 plus R. What is the initial amount? Well, looking at our decay formula, remember P is the initial amount. The P is what is in front of the parenthesis. So P is 2,500 560. 7, what is the rate as a percent from the formula in question 5? Well, that 1 minus r gave me that inside right there. Now you could just recognize here and match up that the r is what is being subtracted. So r is that 0.03. Times it by 100 to make it a percent again. So you get 3%. Or if you did the 1 minus 0.03, you get 0.97. Subtract the 1, you get negative r equals negative 0.03. Divide out the negative. So you get r equals 0.03, which is what we had up here. So again, multiply by 100 to get the 3%. Let me know if you have any questions, email, Google Classroom comments. I'm going to be happy to help.